Welcome to the February market update, everybody. We're going to start this month's report off with some data. This is nationally the median days on market by month. And you'll notice this slow period, January, February, March, is historically a good time to be a buyer because there's lack of buyer competition and homes have been sitting on the market longer. Also interesting is looking at this same style of chart, but on a price basis. The home prices are oftentimes much more reasonable in the winter months. And so if you are able to find the home you're looking for in January, February, March, you're likely to pay a lot less than if you find that same home in June. Moving on to the interest rate chart, which we revisit every month because it's so important in some ways. This chart has been hovering at 7%, very stable after all this volatility. The market is expecting rates to trickle down this year, but a lot of the folks we're working with in the market right now, they're not waiting around for rates to, what are rates going to do? It's like, well, what am I going to do? You know, a lot of people who are transacting right now have given up this concept of like, oh, I'll wait until rates come back to 4 or 5, and it's more based on what's my family need? What are my needs right now? And can I find something in my payment comfort zone that's going to fit my needs? Instead of trying to time the rate market, we're seeing a lot of people this year just move forward with what they wanted to do. The stock market chart is one that I think really affects what we're seeing in the real estate world. Reason being is this is a 5-year S&P 500 chart. The stock market is up from 2,500 to 6,000 in the last 5 years. That's well over double. And so one thing to keep in mind is higher priced homes, a lot of times these are not first time homes for people. They've owned 1, 2, or 3 in their life, and at the same time they've had working careers, they've invested in the stock market, and so down payments are coming out of the stock market very frequently, and so that's supporting prices, especially in the million plus price point. Moving into the Beacon report, this is the data for closed homes last month in January. We're going to take a look at these charts. One big thing to note, inventory is still only 2.5 months, so not a ton of inventory compared to June. And MLS data, this is for active homes for sale. There's 410 listings in Bend. 88 is the median days on market, pretty slow for our market standards. About half the homes have changed price, 5% average price. Zooming in on this chart, you can see the median home price ticked up a little bit last month. Same thing with the price per square foot. So prices are hanging in there. Doesn't appear to be any big price drops happening unless the listing itself is coming down from an overpriced number. The closed listings are hanging in there on price. Looking at the supply, we have seen supply come off as people cancel their listings for the off season, as well as listings just going pending. So we're going to continue to keep an eye on this as we get into the spring. We know a lot of listings are coming to market. Question is are the buyers going to be scooping them up and keeping inventory low, or are we going to get a better shopping conditions for buyers? Inventory increases. Days on market, we're back up at 53 for closed homes. We see this every year in the January, February months. So we're going to be watching to see what does the spring market bring to us. Usually the days on market starts going quick. We are seeing that in the field right now. Properties that you see go quick, desirable ones, even ones that have been out for 60 days, 90 days, that there's nothing's going to happen, and then all of a sudden there's 2 buyers at the table on it. So the buyers are out in force already this year. We're going to continue to keep an eye on things. Bottom line, we've got a green light this year for the spring rush happening in February. Folks are buying and they're getting ready to sell. They're listing. It's just a dynamic environment right now. Low inventory means that if you're a buyer, you got to be getting those listings sent instantly to you, and if you're trying to buy, you want to be the first one to see them, so you can decide if you want to pass or take the listing. Despite higher rates, buyers are still out in force, just don't seem to care, and sellers are preparing to transact this year, so a lot of inventory is coming. Get in touch with your agent early to plan for success this year. A lot's going to be happening quickly here in the coming 2-3 months. So if you're in the market or have a situation you'd like to consult on, myself or any agent on the Bend Relo team would be happy to consult.